Welcome, guys, to the Revolution Wing Chun YouTube page. On today's episode on the YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about Ji Kim Yeung Ma from our school's perspective, how we build it, and also the kind of cues that we're using in order to get everybody from beginner to intermediate to advanced to remember or recall even when they're outside of the krun. So you don't need someone even like myself. Now you can reference this video at your leisure, and you'll at least have very clear, defined cues to help you get yourself into Ji Kim Yeung Ma. Just for a little bit of an understanding, Ji Kim Yeung Ma refers to two adduction stance. So the inner thigh muscles here, right on your legs. Sometimes classically referred to also as the squeezing the goat stance, right? A little classic, little silly kind of reminder there, but you'll kind of envision it if you're not familiar with Wing Chun after we get going. So let's get right to it. I'm going to put my feet together. This is a more classic sort of traditional start for the stance. But if you have ankle issues, you have low back issues, hip issues, I always recommend you start at least shoulder width apart. Nice neutral stance, okay? Nice and tall with the spine. So a lot of people have shoulder issues. That's okay. In future videos, we'll work that out, okay? But for now, let's just try our best to do what we can with what we have available to us. So I'm going to start doing the traditional stance. So again, if you've got ankle issues, shoulder width is completely acceptable. But I'm going to start the traditional. So feet absolutely together, right? Thighs are almost touching. Nice and tall. I'm going to be balanced through my heels, have mid-foot compression. My toes are free. I could wiggle them all over if I want, right, without sliding all over the place. The way that I keep myself upright from the top part of my body, there's a little notch here at the back of your head. You can feel for it, right? Just take your index and forefinger here, right, your middle finger, excuse me, and just kind of gently poke around on the base of your skull here. That's your occipital bone. And what that's going to do is going to actually gently stretch up and help to activate to give us that elongated, active, sort of balanced chest and upper back, okay? And that way it's also going to tuck your chin naturally. So it's a bit of a protective measure here and a stabilizing quality in the upper body. So that's step one, right? So you can feel for that to cue yourself at home. Very simple, right? You can even just let it relax. See how my chin kind of, I'll show you from the side view. If I'm here, it's kind of relaxed. My chin's just kind of gently sitting here. But if I draw this up, see how it raises my chest a little bit? If I let it go, natural, I'm just kind of back. But see, nice and strung up, okay? It's almost like your head's on, the back of your head's on a coat hanger. So you're sitting upright on the hook there. So again, back to the feet. We're down in the heels, midfoot compression. What I'm going to do is now think about the bottom of my hips. You've got a little tailbone right at the base of your pelvis there, right? It's sacrum and coccyx are the technical terms, but it's just your tailbone. So what you're going to do is you're going to focus on drawing it forward. Not so much up like you're trying to really scoop it up and under. Just gently draw it forward. And see, that's actually naturally going to activate your inner thigh muscles, your pelvic muscles, and relax your knee joints into a bent position. This is perfectly natural and normal, right? And we've got that. Don't forget that little cue. Keep that strung up at the back of the head. So nice, tall, neutral spine. The next step is I'm going to pivot on the heels, not the edge, the whole area of the heel as best as I can manage, and drive my knees out to about a 30-degree angle, 35-degree angle, okay? So you see they're coming out on an angle here. They're not 90 or parallel here. They're going boom on this angle. The next part is I'm going to pivot for a moment on the ball of my feet and shoot my my heels out just around out shoulder width. If you need to adjust, that's okay, an inch or two, right? Just settle in so you feel comfortable and balanced. Keeping the pelvic tilt, right, which is the fancy word for pulling your tailbone forward, that activates the inner thigh muscles and the hips. Now you should have your hamstrings in this position all nice and tense, but not holding in the sense that you're going to do an isolated drill. It's more like they're stretched, right? A little bit of stretch and compression is okay, but we don't want overdue tension like we're trying to flex it, okay? So nice and compressed through the hamstrings, a bit of the glutes, right, the top end here, and then all the way down into your calf muscles, down into your heel line. So you can see here my toes are pointing in, just slightly forward and in. And that's what's creating our little apex property here, right? We're building a baseline triangle, an equilateral triangle. Very strong, stable structure. So this is how we start to get the understanding how we create a semblance of what's represented as Ji Kim Yeung Ma. We have that adduction now, okay? So let's do it from the side view so you can see the posture. So I'll start again, head up, right? So it's up, chest is up, I'm going to draw my pelvis forward. That softens my knees, starts to sink my weight down into my heels and midfoot. I drive my knees out. I drive and pivot on the balls of my feet. Heels go out. And I'm stacked now and stable. See, I've got neutral flat back, drawn up head, nice stable baseline here. Toes are still free. Okay? Soft knees, guys. We shouldn't feel shearing through our knees or through our shins. If you're starting to feel any kind of discomfort, please discontinue that action. Try to play with it and be gentle with yourselves. Take your time. You can always refer back to this video for future purposes. Be sure to subscribe because we've got a lot more coming on down the line. We can't wait to be able to share more with you. Thanks for watching, guys, and happy training.